Good night, everyone. Yes, it
Yay,
is
hey everybody.
and I was able, look, I only have 10 minutes, so y'all need to hop on right now. I was
10
able to
minutes, that's it.
get the one and only Ken Romas, we call him RomWay, to come on with me. We have a challenge for you. It's a 10-day challenge. RomWay, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I am ready to talk about this 10-day challenge. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions, but um, I'll start out with this 10-day challenge. So I'm doing this 10-day challenge where you give up simple sugars, um, refined sugars. So think of anything white, white flour, white bread, um, anything like that, candy, soft drinks, cookies, pastries, anything like that, um, rice, white rice for sure, anything like that, white potatoes. Give up all of that for 10 days, and I guarantee you'll see a change in your body. Not just in your body physical, but also your energy level too. 10 days. Now it's gonna be rough. Don't get me wrong. I'm telling you, it's gonna be almost like your body's getting out for drugs. I never did drugs, but I can bet it's about the same thing. Your body's gonna go through withdrawals because your body uses carbs, sugars first for energy. Second, it'll use muscle. Third, it'll use fat. So now you're taking out that sugar element, right? The easy sugar element out out the picture. So now it's like struggling to find that energy. So do this for 10 days, guaranteed. You might lose some weight, but for sure your skin is going to tighten up. Guaranteed your face and your skin is going to look better. Guaranteed, or your money back. And you'll feel better. And then after those 10 days, you feel better, do it 10 more days. The goal is 20 days. You do 20 days, you teach your body to use fat as energy, guaranteed you're going to be on the road, um, on a road to a healthy living. That's what I did. I started this 14 years ago, and every few months, well, I guess twice a year, I do this 10-day challenge, 10 to 20 day challenge to kind of reset my metabolism, reset the way my body burns, utilize uh, fat for energy instead of sugar for energy. Because like anyone else, after a while, especially during the holidays, you get used to eating some pies and cakes and pastries and stuff like that. I mean, hey, you're a grown woman, you're a grown man, you deserve it, right? Treat yourself. So now it's time to just reset it again. Get ready to get that beach body for the spring, right? So might as well start now. So do this 10-day challenge, guarantee will work, or your money back, guarantee.
I like the or your money back part, 'cause, but tell a little bit about what's your story, Romway? Because I mean, we only got you for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What is your background? What happened?
Okay, so here's my story. I've told it many times, and you can follow me on TikTok, Official, Way Official, and I give a lot of inspirational tips and stuff. So when I was roughly like 35 years old, I lost my twin sister, and I went through a Great Depression during that time. Some people go through. Some people run to either alcohol or drugs as a vice. My vice was chocolate. I love me some chocolate. I mean, Kit Kats, Butterfingers, whatever it was. I love chocolate. So I would sleep with a bowl of chocolate next to my bed and wake up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when I felt depressed and eat chocolate. And then I go to McDonald's during the day and get me 2 Big Macs with a large chocolate shake. But I was always hitting the gym. I was a gym rat. So that's why I always say fitness is 80% of what you put in your body. The gym is 20%. Because I was working out every 5 days a week, but I was steady gaining fat because of the way the body and your body reacts to sugar. And I'm not gonna go into the details because I don't have time. But the kids that can speak more about how insulin spikes and slows everything down, and your body doesn't um, metabolize anything if you, as long as the insulin is in your body, yada yada, stuff like that. So anyway, I didn't know about sugars. I didn't. I thought in my mind, because it made sense, fat made you fat. But fat really don't make you fat. Actually, your body needs fat, right? Especially good fats. Your body needs fats. It's the sugars. It's the sugars. The refined sugars is what make you fat. And I know the industry don't want to talk about that, right? Because it's easier to demonize fat, because it's, it's a $1 billion industry. The sugars, the soft drinks, the cookies, the snacks, and stuff like that. And so, but sugars is the one that make you fat. It's the way that it reacts to your body and your brain. And on a side note, avoid any any product that says uh, low fat, unless it's naturally low fat. Avoid it, because 9 out of 10, anything that says low fat on the package is full of sugar, guaranteed. And it's true, it's low fat, but it's full of sugar, so you still won't get fat. That's why you see people that drink diet cokes and stuff like that still fat, right? So anyway, I went through this period, and then two things helped me. I went to my flight surgeon. I'm a pilot, and he was like, "You are close to having type 2 diabetes." Because the way my body was metabolizing sugar, I had all these skin tags on back of my neck. So that scared me. And then my sister Kizzy is a dietitian, and so she taught me about, which I didn't know about, sugars and carbs. I didn't know about micro nutrition, macro nutrition. I didn't know about any of those things. And so knowledge is power. Once I learned those tools, I utilized those tools, and I started my own little plan. And I call it the RomWay. And the RomWay is really just, you really like doing it your way. You find something that works for you. So what works for me is I do this reverse pyramid diet, meaning that most people eat like this. They eat a small meal in the morning, so like they drink like coffee or their beverage of choice and a pastry, and then as the day go on, the meals get bigger and bigger till like last meal is their largest meal. I do the opposite. My first meal is my biggest meal. I break the fast. So break fast is my biggest meal, and my last meal is my smallest meal. My last meal is usually some protein and some veggies. I I don't eat carbs at night, and then I do this 12-hour rotating fast. So if I stop eating at 7, I won't eat again until 7 the next day, and so that works for me. So this little tip I always tell everyone: all diets work, and none of them work. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but meaning that a diet, the main purpose of a diet is a calorie deficit, meaning that you burn more calories than you take in. So it works in that regards, but they don't work because they're not sustainable. Just doing that, right? Nobody wants to live just like that. So you had to find something. So what I did, I took a lot of different diets and made a lifestyle. Lifestyles work, right? I still like cheesecake, and I love, love, love carrot cake. Just don't eat it every day. Like one carrot cake, one causes me to gain weight, and like one salad, one causes me to lose weight. So it's a balance. And so I always tell people, try to eat a healthy lifestyle 5 to 6 days a week. If you can do that, you're winning. And some cardio or some exercise, some resistance training 3 times a week. You're winning. And if you want to go in more specifics, you can follow me on TikTok. You can send me messages, and I will get into more specific and more details. I mean, I only have maybe 2 more minutes before I get off this. So, you got any questions, Kizzy? That was the Cliff Notes version of the Wrong Way.
Well, look, I appreciate you giving us those clip notes because y'all, I really did last minute call him. He's a
Last
very
minute,
busy
because I have to
person.
go to work early in the morning. So,
Right.
and
I
we're on the
love
East
you.
Coast.
Thank you. Thank you for being there for me. But before you go, give some quick tips, like some startup tips of how can someone who's never been sugar free or haven't even thought about it, how can they get started?
Okay, so it's hard. So here's the thing. Start off with something very like the simple things that you can do. The soft drinks, the teas, the juices. No juice unless you squeeze it yourself is good for you. Unless you actually squeeze it yourself, when you buy any juice in the store, I guarantee it's packed with sugar, right? Sugars and preservatives, right? for taste and to preserve it. Why? Because they don't know how long it's going to stay in the store. So if you can get rid of all of that, just that, right? And if you're struggling with the sugar you can't really get rid of for 10 days, like all of it, if you can limit it to eating it in the morning. Say for instance, you have a piece of cake and you just dine it's somebody's birthday and it's your birthday or whatever, and you want to eat it in the morning. Eat it with your breakfast, right? And you're gonna burn and don't eat it anything else the rest don't eat any more sugars the rest of the day. That'll still that'll still work. All right. Um so I have to take it a little at a time. If you're craving for something, get some fruits, right? Fruits have sugar in it, but your body has to work to break it down because it has fiber in it. Because so if you do eat any type of carbs, also you want to mix it with a protein, right? You want that insulin. You want it to digest slow. So protein and fiber are your friend. So that's important for you. So liquid sugars for sure. If you can just cut those out, you're winning. The liquid sugars, um, the candies and all that stuff for sure for those things. But I'm talking about even Gatorade. I prefer you to eat a Snicker bar than drink a Gatorade because if you look at a Gatorade is usually uh, roughly 15 grams of sugar per serving. Most Gatorades are 2.5 servings, so people don't even read labels. So you multiply 2.5 times 15, that's how much sugar is. A Snicker bar has like 30 grams of sugar. So that Gatorade has more sugar than the Snicker bar. And the Snicker bar, you're going to have to chew it, so you're gonna burn some calories. It has nuts in it, so it has fiber and protein. So it's gonna digest a lot slower than a Gatorade. So unless you're running a marathon or doing something like playing a professional sport, you don't even need to drink Gatorade, all that stuff. So they're not health drinks at all, guaranteed. So if you want to do this 10 day and you're struggling, at least get rid of the liquid sugars, which I'm talking about also. If you drink coffee, don't use refined sugar. Use there's a um, uh, God, I'm losing my train of thought. But there's some healthy sugars. Stevia is one, but there's another one that I use. And I don't feel like walking and looking at my cabinet, but it's spelled with EM. Kids, you might know what it is. But huh? Monk fruit.
Monk
Monk
fruit.
fruit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great sugar. So you can use that. Put that in your coffee or whatever, right? And maybe a little dash of natural honey because honey still has a lot of sugar in it too. Uh, so that's it. Uh, that's all I got, kids. You're 2 minutes up.
Well, I am grateful for those 2 minutes, and you gave amazing tips. Yo, don't go anywhere because I have a few more tips to give you. RomWay, thank you so much. How can they find you again?
Look at me. I'm not big on social media because I don't do this stuff, but I started a TikTok, and so it's RomWay official. So let's type in RomWay, and you'll see me. And you can send me a message. I give you tips and pointers. I do this stuff for fun, right? And so anyway, Kizzy, I'll go on your live anytime you need me. As long as you don't call me like at 9:30 at night. But so, no, as long as you call me ahead of time, I'll do
I,
anything for you. That's my favorite sister. So.
oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do apologize for the last minute call, but I knew you would bring such great value to
That's what
this
I did.
10-day sugar challenge. Listen, it starts tomorrow. Romway, he started on January 1st. I'm like, dude, everybody gonna enjoy their New Year's tradition meal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I started the first because I'm hardcore. And before I go, I got to say this: some people do it their way. Most people do it the wrong way, but there's only one way. Wrong way. My niece hate when I do that. I did it for her. Now I did it for you, Zoe. All right, Kitty. Bye.
Romway, you are amazing. Love you
I
so
am.
much, brother.
Bye.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you so much. So listen, Romway was all in the house today. Thank y'all so much for just tuning in. Real briefly, we wanted to come and bring to you the 10-day sugar challenge. Now listen, Romway he been doing this for a while. My That's my oldest brother, and you can follow him on TikTok. His TikTok handle is RomWay Official. That's RomWay Official. He has a great following. I'm trying to build my TikTok audience. So listen, you can follow me also. Speak Life with Kizzy B. I'm found on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm currently starting my TikTok page. I think I'm up to 101 uh, people following me. So yay. Yeah, I know I got a long way to go, but we're going to be diligent with this and we're going to build that audience. Speak Life, we just care about you knowing all of the components of living your best life by using practical information. And like with this, with the Sugar Busters, and yes, we can do it. We're in it together. All right. You're not going to be by yourself. I'm going to come on live. You're going to find me here or on TikTok every day giving tips. Now, if you go to some of my previous videos, what RomWay said, what I really believe is true. I don't believe that you could do Sugar Busters type of any type. And look, I'm using that word Sugar Busters loosely. I am not talking about the diet. I don't believe in putting anyone on a diet. Okay. For those who don't know my history, I'm a registered dietitian for over 24 years. How amazing is that, right? And so I have a great, vast amount of knowledge concerning all gambits of nutrition and health. I absolutely love the body. I think God created this body so fearfully and so wonderfully made, and he made no error. But what happens is life happens, the environment happens, chemicals happen, genetics happen. I mean, there's so many things that's beyond our control that cause this body to deteriorate and break down. Well, what we want to do is do our best, right? Because we want you here. I want you here. God wants you here because we got work to do. So we're going to do our best. And one of the things that I found is more people are having medical issues related to sugar. I saw Tabitha Paul. Hey, Tabitha, it's so great to see all y'all here. Tabitha Paul put a comment saying real cane sugar. But what I found is that people have refined that real cane naturally occurring sugar so much so that it breaks down in the body and causes issues. It almost mimic like a chemical dependency when you take in too much refined sugar. And you notice I'm using the word refined because there are naturally occurring sugars that your body can consume and it properly breaks down. Now, look, this is not a nutrition class. If you want to follow me on a nutrition class, you have to sign up with Nutrition Reset 101. This is general information. I'm not your medical doctor. You need to follow exactly what your medical plan says. These are just suggestions. You know, you can say for entertainment purposes only. I'm just giving you suggestions of what worked for us. Like RomWay just gave you what worked for him, and it yielded good results. All right. So if you heard his story, he went through a very traumatic time. And, you know, that's my brother. So we all, the entire family, my sister, she died all of a sudden without warning to us. And, you know, she was a very wonderful, loving, love her. Like seriously, one of my favorite person in the entire universe. She had such a good disposition about her, very positive, just a good person. Well, her body, again, conditions of this world caused her body to start to deteriorate. And the day that she actually died, her doctor said, "You are the healthiest that you've been in a long time." So she got a clean bill of health, but yet and still that night she died. And that triggered a response in my brother, as you heard him tell his story, whereas he went into a great deep depression and he relied on food as his source. For me, it was the reverse. I literally stopped eating. Like, I wouldn't even touch food. I wouldn't touch water because something else happened to me. But this is not about our stories of the tragic. We want to talk about the triumph. With my brother, he found himself going into a medical spiral because of the decisions he was making. And you can, again, you can follow RomWay Official on his TikTok handle. He tells all of this, and he comes on Nutrition Reset 101 and he tells his story as well. With me, it was a little different because I have a knowledge of nutrition. I understood there were certain things to stay away from, but I went into where I was doing the extreme. That means I wouldn't eat anything. So, as you can tell, eating too much or not eating enough, both of those extremes can cause a medical response. So, what we're doing today, and you can follow us for 10 days. I know you can do it. Who's here? I'm trying to see who's here. I know. Yes, Seda, that is my brother. That is my oldest brother. We call him RomWay. And let me help y'all. You can do this. I'm telling you, if you stick with it, I'm here. I'm with you. Your registered dietitian, your friendly registered dietitian is here with you. But seriously, let me break this down for you real quickly. Our bodies are so amazingly made. All right, for those of you who don't know me, Kizzy B with Speak Life, I believe in every word of God. Every word God wrote, I believe it. And so I study the word of God for this reason. When God spoke it, it was for our benefit and for our good. When you don't know the benefits of what God spoke, you tend to miss out on the very best that you can be. Because God said, he fearfully and wonderfully made you, even from the beginning of time. Every single thing he made was in proper order. Well, in the book of Genesis, it literally tells you the type of foods that your body needs. I was like, oh, this is amazing. We don't have to guess at it, right? And then you can read throughout the whole New Testament, and you can read about all of the different types of food sources and types of food. If you notice a common denominator, these foods were naturally, where's Tabitha Paul? They were naturally occurring. Tabitha, they naturally came from the earth. Well, we can imagine from the time when God spoke that about the seed and the fruits and the trees and the herbs to all the way to 2024, the industry has changed. Let's just be real, y'all. Look, I was gonna let y'all go, but let's just be real. We have done a disservice to this earth realm. We have not been kind to this earth. We have abused the food system. Let's just be honest. If Tabitha Paul's in here, I know she has a farmland, and my family actually has farmland, and my dad grew up on a farm, so I understand a lot about agriculture and farming, but just based on my knowledge also with being a registered dietitian, our food is not not the same, and it's the conditions are not getting better immediately, so we have to do our part. Okay, and I am here to encourage you. I'm here to encourage you to say we can make the change, because our bodies, as they are so amazingly made, we have makeup and chemical mechanisms inside of us to properly process the foods that were originally created for us to consume. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. We have the ability, it's within us, to properly process the foods that were created for us to eat. Hello, Carlanta. It's so great to see you. Hey, Angela. I had to let Ken go. You know how he is. He's so quick. And y'all, look, I called him last minute because I was like, dude, can I tell y'all something? That's my oldest brother. We didn't even talk, Angela, at all. And I told my Nutrition Reset 101 group that we were going to do a sugar-free, 10-day sugar-free, just a challenge, just to make sure that we can. And I'm going to explain to y'all why it's important to keep it going longer than just 1 or 2 days. You need to be able to feel the effects of not having the sugar in your body. But anyway, he called me today and we were just chatting. He said, hey, girl, I sent you a TikTok. Yeah, that's just, I was like, hey, okay, I didn't see your TikTok. He said, yeah, I'm doing this 10-day sugar challenge. I said, dude, hold on. I'm doing the 10-day sugar challenge. He said, what? So anyway, that's how that came about with him coming on last minute, because if he started January 1st. I'm like, dude, people are going to eat their food on January 1st. They're not interested in hearing me talk about being sugar free. But he did start yesterday. So we're going to start on Friday. All right. So those who want to get a head start, I saw Seda. I believe she says she's already started. Where's Seda? Yep. Seda says she started today. Good for you, Seda. And for everyone out there, you can do it. I am here for you. I'm in it with you. And we're doing, here's a few little rules about the 10-day sugar-free challenge. All right. Don't beat yourself up. Rule number 1. Don't beat yourself up. Hello there. I know Ken is so amazing. Tanya, it's so great to see you. Don't beat yourself up. Angela, can we say that again? Angela be on it, y'all. She knows it. Angela, look, we might be pulling on you for some tips. When you are taking your time, everyone here, if you're here listening to the replay, if you're coming in and out, I want you to pay attention to something. You can do it if you make your mind up to say, I will do it. So it's 10 days. We're going to start tomorrow. That's January the 3rd. We're going to go all the way through to January 13th. No sugar. Oh my goodness, Kizzy, what am I going to do? You're going to eat. For those of you who are fasting, which if you're following Speak Life with Kizzy B, every Friday we're doing a faith focused fast from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tomorrow morning, I'll give you all those instructions. Right now, we're talking about sugar-free for 10 days. And let me tell you something. If you're fasting, this sugar-free becomes much easier because your mind is being conditioned to say, I don't need those chemical dependencies for me to function from day to day. I think what happens is we give ourselves these false idioms to say, well, that's the only way that I can survive, the only way I can have energy. That's incorrect. Your body has a natural makeup. And I want to stress that to you, that it will know how to survive and thrive without certain chemicals being added to it. Sugar processes in your body just like it suggested a chemical or a drug dependency. That's the suggestion, that it processes in your body to the point of addiction. Now, if you know anything about addictions, they're not easily broken. So this sugar-free challenge is going to help you to break free from that chemical dependency. Can I tell y'all something else? It has been known, it has been seen that those who actually pull away from eating so much sugar, that their bodies start to heal. I'll say that again. Those who pull away from sugar, their bodies start to heal. Again, I am not your medical doctor. Follow what your doctor tells you. But these suggestions, they work. My knowledge of being a registered dietitian, I understand how this processes in the body. I follow what God says about these temples that he created. It's written. So we have enough evidence to show that even if you make a little small change, RomWay, this is what RomWay suggested for those who are just coming in. He said, start with the liquid sugars. Hello. He's not even an expert in this. And I can tell you, based on my knowledge and my studies, that liquid sugars process through your body so quickly that it causes more damage long term. If you heard the example, if y'all were in here, you would have seen my face. I was like, where are he going with this? He made this statement. He said, I would rather you eat a Snickers bar than to drink Gatorade. I said, what you talking about, Willis? I had to pull back because I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to agree with that. But I heard his explanation. Now, listen, y'all, I'd rather you not eat either one of those, the Gatorade or the Snickers bar. But this is what his explanation was. He said, drinking liquid sugars without a protein source or anything to anchor around it processes in your body very quickly. Here's the science behind it. As soon as you put the carbs in your mouth, and there's nothing to buffer those carbs, within 5 seconds, in the mouth, carbs begin to break down and absorbs into your bloodstream. Why? Because carbs is your first source of energy. So I'm calling them carbs just from the scientific word carbohydrates, but carbs, sugar are in that category where they process in your body very quickly. Well, if you take a protein, it takes 4 hours before that protein even cycled through the body. So if I take something that processes very quickly within 15 minutes, compare it to something that processes for 4 hours, and when you add a fat to it, it takes 9 hours. So you see why his logic was, and I'm not telling you to go do this, if you're going to have a sugar source, have a protein and a healthy fat along with it so it can stretch out and not abruptly interrupt your blood sugar. So his statement was drink the Gatorade or have the Snickers. He would rather you have the Snickers. Now, again, that's just an explanation to show you that the liquid sugar processes in the body and causes more damage quickly. All right. So the First thing to eliminate is liquid sugars. What is liquid sugars? Anything that has a sugary source in the form of liquids. So you might say, what about fruit juice? Fruit juice. Now, hear me all the way through, everyone in this room, because I talk a lot about juicing. There is a difference between commercial fruit juice and freshly pressed juice from your juicer. There's a total difference in that. I don't know if I have enough time to break down the differences, so let me tell you this real quickly. Most likely, anything that's been manufactured has a lot of additives, which means it's now no longer naturally occurring. Even if they put on that bottle, 100% natural, they have to put something there to preserve it unless you're at the actual place of where they press that juice, such as if you would do it at your own house or if you do it at a juice bar. There's something they add to it. Well, your body has to fight those chemicals when it processes. So I'm going to say this again. Liquid sugar that is commercially processed will be your first thing to eliminate when you do a sugar challenge. It will be the easiest way to help the body not process that sugar so quickly by just completely eliminating them. What are you going to put in its place? Water. Lots and lots of water, and also electrolytes that are not laced with a lot of sugar. So water and electrolytes give your body hydration. Water and electrolytes. You can make your own. I know, right? If you follow me, you'll see me do a lot of juicing recipes. Like this morning, I did a really good one. It was beets. Oh, don't tell me you don't eat beets. I hear that. Let me tell you, say that. I hear that all the time. People say, Dad, I don't eat beets. I'm like, have you ever tried a beet in a juice? You literally don't taste the beet if you know how to really mix those juices together. So we'll do beets and celery, lemon and lime, ginger, green apple if you have one available, and carrots. That gives a good balance, fresh nutrients. And if you want, you can dilute it with water, spring water, and that juice, you have your own type of natural electrolytes to hydrate your body. And nothing's processed because it all came from food that came from the earth, and you added it to your machine controlled at your house. See, I love it when you can take your ingredients and control it yourself. Not so much worrying about where the manufacturer got those products from, because it's in your control. So that's one suggestion. Another thing is he mentioned coffee. Now, I'm going to just tell y'all, when he started talking about coffee, I was like, hold on, bro. Araba. Don't tell me I can't have my coffee. One of the things is, though, I drink black coffee. So no big deal there. I can drink black coffee. I can do without coffee. I'm not addicted to it. I've trained my body well enough not to even have headaches if I don't drink coffee. I've trained myself. So I may go 10 days without coffee and no sugar. But if you like coffee, I know, Angela, I'm flipping that it actually came out my mouth. I'm like, wait, did I say that? The coffee queen? Yeah. If you like coffee, you can add monk sugar. You can also add, there's another one that's out there that I like the flavor of it, but I don't remember the name of it right away. If you like natural cane sugar, please make sure it's not refined and processed. Because again, everything refined and processed loses nutrients. Stevia, I actually had once upon a time before I killed it. Y'all, I don't know what was happening to me with my plants. All of my plants were blooming. And Tabitha, I may need some tips. So I had a stevia plant, and it was big and it was beautiful. And over the weekend, it just wilted away. I don't know if I overwatered it or it was time to replant it. I don't know. But the stevia plant, the leaves are so good. It's better than that store-bought process. So you can take those leaves and you just abrase them a little bit, like just a little bruising on them, and drop them in your coffee, and it'll give it a natural sweetness. So, and that is naturally occurring. So the stevia plant, monk fruit, raw local honey are some natural. I know some people say dates and all these things, but you got to be careful with fructose sugar. All right, let's move on from that. Liquid drinks. Products that you eat. If you went on my page, I have a private group, the Speak Life group, and I asked y'all a question. What are some of your struggles? Let me pull that up real quick. So I was like, what are some of your struggles? What are y'all having issues with? So a lot of you said it's, oh, types of food. It's not just sugar. I was like, whoa, we might have to do another talk because right now I'm just talking about sugar. But if you have problems with salty foods and fast food, and one of the suggestions was because they have problems eating like a balanced diet, that they just grab the first thing that they see. And I'm gonna tell y'all that's very common. If you don't plan to eat right properly, you're gonna mess up and you're going to grab the first thing that you see. So listen, let me backtrack for a second. For those who are going to participate, 10 days sugar free. I don't really recommend going cold turkey if you've never done this before, because your body's going to respond to you what's called a little crisis. And seriously, it make you have a little fit. Why does that happen? I told you your body is chemically laced with this sugar. So the brain triggers, the brain waves are going to trigger and say, where's my sugar? And it start reacting to the absence thereof. So if you've never, ever, ever eliminated sugar out your diet, like ever, I personally recommend doing a slow switch out. So if you heard me say, don't drink liquid sugars, you can cold press fruit, which is called fructose, and it's naturally occurring sugar, and give yourself about a 4-ounce dose of that mixed with water because you want to dilute it. So the body is not going into shock saying, where's the sugar? So that's a solution. I'll say that again. If you've never eliminated sugar out your meal plan and you're like, oh, I just want to get off this sugar, don't try to do it cold turkey. Your body will literally go into a shock. Now, there is an exception to this rule. And the reason why I give you an exception, because I believe in God. I believe in everything that he says. And you can supernaturally say, hey, body, I don't want this sugar anymore. Because I've seen people do that with a lot of other types of addictions. They'll literally say, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. And it's mind over matter. So when their mind is made up and they renew their mind and they repent in their mind, guess what? Their body responds. So that is an exception to the rule. In the general public, the way I'm going to tell you is do not shock your body, or you might have a little repercussion that you might not expect, such as headaches, fatigue. Your body will go fatigue all of a sudden because it's looking for that chemical dependency. All right. Substitute. So that means I'm going to swap it out. Fresh pressed juice. All right. So that's your rule. If you do that, fresh pressed juice, mix it with water, your body should be able to sustain. But I'm not telling y'all to do that for 10 full days, just for the first 2 days until you get the edge off. All right. So the next thing is foods. If you are struggling with sweets and desserts, my grandmother, my dad's mom, if my brother was on here, where is he? He might be looking. Literally, he would say every single night, his lullaby was a bowl of ice cream. And I noticed my grandmother, my dad's mom, would do the same thing every single night. If my aunts are on here, they'll know what I'm talking about, that she loved a bowl of ice cream. Well, guess who else did that? My dad. So I believe it was just this thing that they had to have a bowl of ice cream. Well, over time, that bowl of ice cream was no longer good for their bodies. And so they had to find another so-called nightcap or a night treat. And I like what RomWay said. He said he stops eating at a certain time and he'll go take a walk. Well, did you know that? Oh boy, we're about to get into the exercise. Where's Angela? I need somebody who's an expert in exercise. I am not the expert in exercise. I can tell you a little bit about it, but when you exercise, your body releases, I think it's called endorphins. Y'all help me. I'm not the expert. Don't hold me to that. But it releases something in your body to give it like a satisfaction. And so what he learned is instead of eating the bowl of ice cream, he would eat his meals, drink plenty of water. He would go for a 20-minute walk, and he no longer needed the ice cream, take a warm shower, and went to bed, and no longer needed the ice cream to fall asleep. I find that fascinating because I personally thought in my mind that the ice cream was knocking them out because their blood sugar went high. I don't know. They never said they had blood testing, but my logic would tell me that lullaby was literally your body fighting what? To break down the sugar. So you were doing more damage to your cells than good. Even though that ice cream tastes good going down, it was doing damage to the body. So when he said he had to reverse, RomWay said he had to reverse that condition and he no longer needs the ice cream. He said every now and again he'll grab it, but it's not something he had to have. I said, that's very impressive. So if you have those foods that you eat. So we talked about the liquids, but if you have foods like, I just got to have my chocolate cake, I just have to have this. Here's my suggestion. Y'all ready? Smaller portions. See, I'm not one, especially if this is your first time ever eliminating sugar. I am not going to criticize or judge you. Y'all know that thing they got going around. I don't even know how it goes. We don't something and we, y'all tell me how it goes, and we don't judge. Y'all can tell I do not keep up with trends, but it says something like that. We something and we don't judge. Well, I'm that person. I'm not going to judge you if you have a struggle with sugar. I want to help you. And so if you tell me, Kizzy, I have to have my chocolate cake, here's what I'm going to suggest. If you are trickling off of sugar, take a smaller portion of whatever that thing is and sub in. And I saw somebody put that comment earlier. Let me see if I can find it again. You want to sub in proteins, fiber, yeah, good healthy fats, and it will help stabilize the sugar. That's Angela who put that. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Look, my support team is here. You do want to do that. You want to sub it in. So your chocolate cake, instead of eating it by itself, did y'all hear what RomWay said? He said, if you absolutely have to have it, put it first in the morning with a meal, not the first meal of the day. Please don't make it your first meal of the day because it's going to jolt your blood sugar. And that's a whole nother crisis. But maybe in your midday, maybe have it along with your lunch. Your lunch can be a high protein meal, maybe some vegetables, no fruit. You know why I say no fruit? Because if you're going to eat that cake, which is loaded with sugar, you don't want fruit. You probably said, Kizzy, that is not the advice a registered dietitian should be giving. I'm going to say, hey, you're wrong. Because what I'm doing is training your body to eliminate by doing a process with it instead of cold turkey. So you're going to process not eating processed foods. You have to hang in there. Nothing's going to be one and done. All right. When you're making a lifestyle change, sometimes it does take time to balance your body to see what works for you. For me, I can cold turkey stop eating sugar, but y'all, I've been doing this for a long time. So sugar is not a vice for me. But some of my clients that I've had in the past, they said they felt like their body was just going to give up and tap out. I said, your blood sugar, think about this. If it was operating in a high level for a very long time and you all of a sudden take that away, it crashes. Well, why would I want to do that? That's not good either. We need to find healthy alternatives and healthier ways to balance that blood sugar. So again, I'll say this to you again. If it's a liquid sugar, pop, so like soda pop or juices, like not naturally juices, but I'm talking about commercially processed juices, Kool-Aid, sweetened tea, sweetened coffee, anything with a processed sugar in it, you want to eliminate those. How do I sub out? Number one, try to find a natural replacement, such as monk fruit, stevia. And I know they have all kinds of studies out about those things. So I'm not telling you to do anything your body can't tolerate. I personally like juicing. And when you juice, you're going to only drink about 4 to 8 ounces of that juice for the day. You don't need to drink the juice that you juice all day long because that's just like eating the equivalent of that many fruits. And you only need about 3 to 4 fruits a day. Please keep that in mind. You don't want to drink 32 ounces of juice along with your meals. All right. So 4 to 8 ounces is a good amount to take in. The other thing is if your vice is having sweets and desserts every day, I want you to train your body to sub in natural sweetness, such as have an apple, have a bowl of cantaloupe, have some watermelon if you have that available. Have cucumbers. Yes, cucumbers actually offer some carb, very low, but it has the satiety of a sweetness in there. Have some carrots. Have something else that's going to give the body a natural source of those sweetness that you're looking for. And then the last thing is give yourself the grace to actually eliminate. I mean, let me help you. We're giving you 10 days. The first 3 days may be your challenging days. The last 7, you're just going to go straight through it. And you're probably going to say this: I feel good. You know, what happens is when you intake sugar, within the first 15 minutes, you're thinking, oh man, I can go, go, go. And if you don't take anything else other than whatever that source of regular of that sugar was, within an hour, your body's going to come down real quickly. So sugar will tell you, get some more. Your body will tell you, get some more sugar so we can stay at this high. And now do you understand how that can become a vicious cycle? So you're constantly drinking pop all day or soda all day. You're constantly drinking sweet teas because that's quick source of sugar. You're constantly drinking Kool-Aid. Y'all, you probably ask yourself, why does my body do that? Because now you have a craving or an addiction to that high that the blood sugar gives you, that high blood sugar gives you. Whether you have diabetes or not, let me make that clear. Whether you have diabetes or not, the body's just going to respond that way. It's a jolt of the response that the glucose give the body, this jolt of energy that is not real energy. That is not sustainable energy. It is short term, but it's not sustainable. So we need to reverse the way you process and think through that. And the easiest way to do it is what? Eliminate the problem. And if we know the root cause of the problem is those sugars, then we're going to start there. Okay. I will be with you every day. I'm not going to leave you by yourself. You're not going to do this alone. I'm here. And if you have any questions, you need to join my private groups. I have 2 private groups. One of them is Nutrition Reset 101. That's the group that actually pays for coaching. Hello. Thank y'all for Nutrition Reset 101 who's been here, who pays for coaching. And every month they get 4 weeks of personal training with me and RomWay, and we're able to go forth and help you with your journey for Nutrition Reset. Or you can join my group, Speak Life with Kizzy B. We give all kind of advice in that group. It is a private group. Y'all, we're almost at 1,000 people. I'm just excited. I believe by the end of this week, we're going to be at 1,000, and I'm going to do a big celebration. So thank y'all for all 920. I think we're at 930 who have joined the Speak Life with Kizzy B group. I appreciate you very much. So my TikTok, Speak Life with Kizzy B on TikTok. Now I'm only at 101. I got to do better. I'm not really good with that advertising part. So we're going to work on that. I got to come with, RomWay has over 5,000 followers. I mean, for real, he does his thing. I'm trying to get there, and he posts more than I do. So I'm trying to get there eventually. But follow me on TikTok, Kizzy, Speak Life with Kizzy B. Instagram, it's also Speak Life with Kizzy B, and you will find me on YouTube. YouTube, I'll have a lot of videos that I've done in the past, and we're going to start uploading some new videos real soon. So there's the ways that you can follow me. Also, if you DM me, now I've learned this. All right, I'm just Angela. I'm trying to give myself more. I'm trying to give myself a little bit more. That if you need anything from me on, say for instance, a DM, make it a voice message. It's just easier that way. If you voice message me, I can voice message you, and we have a conversation without having a conversation. Because sometimes I have like 10 and 15 messages back to back, and it's just easier to press that button and go da da da. Now, Mother Willie Dickerson, she's in the room. I love you, love you, love you. She explained to me. She said, Kizzy, I don't know how all that works. You know what I told her? You don't have to learn it. So she usually just sends me a message. Thank you, Mother Willie. I love you so very much. So when she does, I know. She said, I don't know how any of that worked. But for you who know how to do that little, press that button and send me a voice message, please do so. And I'll be happy to help you. RomWay, my brother Ken, he's also on board. He works a lot of crazy hours. So you won't get him in person, but behind the scenes. He's always here. Like if you have a fitness tip, he taught me this very simple tip. After you eat, go walk for 20 minutes in the evening. And I'm going to tell you the same thing after you eat. So try to eat your meal early enough, around, and this is a good indicator. It gets dark quicker. So eat your meal before it gets too dark and take a 20-minute walk. After you finish that walk, just drink a lot of hydration, non-sugar, of course. And just drink hydration and your body will naturally reset its ability to heal. Another thing, let me tell you about this real quickly. We're going to talk a lot about fasting, not for religious reasons. Fasting was never created for religious reasons. I love y'all. I do. I love y'all. But we don't want to take away the impact of what fasting does for your body. It does amazing, amazing, amazing things to naturally heal the body. In 3 days' time of fasting, you can reset the body's chemical makeup and start natural healing. This is a study that has been going on for many, many years. And there's a clinic. I believe this clinic is in California. I don't remember the name, so I won't tell you the name so that I won't say it in error. But there's a clinic that actually brings their clients in, and they will take them from 3 days to 40 days of complete fasting to eliminate disease processing in their bodies. Now that's powerful. If you are part of Nutrition Reset 101, in the month of January and February, we'll talk a lot about that. And I'll have special guests come in to give you some more information. You're probably saying, Kizzy, how do I sign up for Nutrition Reset 101? You have to go to my website, KizzyBcollective.com, and you can sign up at any time, KizzyBcollective.com, and you can sign up at any time. Oh, I love you, Jackie. Thank you so much for being a part of being part of Nutrition Reset. I see a few of your names in my comment section. I do appreciate you. Yes, Jackie, 3 days of fasting naturally heals the body. You know why? Because every single thing we need, God already gave to us. We don't have to look outside of what He already gave us. We are yes, I like that. Fearfully and wonderfully made. That's one of my favorite things to say. That means there is no defect in what God said, but we do need to tap in to those resources that's naturally inside of us. And if you don't know, you don't know. So that's why I like to teach this to you. And can I help y'all? It's okay if you don't know. It's okay. But when you know better, you do better. I'm not expecting anyone, like my brother, if he comes back on here, he is ripped from head to toe. But if you saw his picture when our sister passed away, he gained a tremendous amount of weight in a short period of time, and it changed his entire chemical makeup. So he had to do something to reset his body to get back. So look, that should be evidence, and that should help you understand. You might not do it perfectly all the time, but when you know better, you start doing better. And that's all we're here for. That's what Nutrition Reset is about. That's what Speak Life is about, RomWay. We just want to help you to be your best self. All right. I love y'all, but I got to go. I got other things to do, and so do you. All right. So tomorrow, who's excited? Oh, y'all, come on, give me some love. Who's excited? We get to literally reset this amazing physique that God has given us, this amazing temple, so that we can live here longer. I want to be here as long as the Lord wants me to be here, because we got work to do. All of y'all, we got work to do. So no sugar for 10 days. Now, you can look around your house, in your refrigerator, in your cabinets. Some of y'all got some little snacks stashed away in your room, don't you? Look for those and move them out of sight, out of mind. I'm going to say this one day. Crystal, come on, Cousin Crystal, help me out here. I'm just saying, we know people like to hide their favorite snacks. Out of sight, out of mind means I'm going to take them from their secret hiding place and get rid of them. I did a class called Dump the Junk. And that just means that anything that I know that should not go in my body, I had to get rid of it. And look, it is 9:18 at night Central Standard Time. That does not mean you take a whole box of ho-ho cakes and those little Twinkie things and start shoving them in your mouth. No. Don't get rid of it that way. You need to give it away to a shelter or throw it in the trash. I know you just paid $4.50. Come on. I know y'all. I get it. I just paid all that money for that. Get rid of it. Come on, Seda. Let's do this. We're going to do this together. 10 days. Now, look, I'm going to be checking on y'all every day. I'm going to be checking on y'all. 10 days. And let me give you some of my tips. These are some of my easy breezy tips because I've done this several times. And I will tell you by day 3, I feel phenomenal. I'm talking about like my whole clarity, my thinking is better after about day 3. It takes about 3 days for the body to actually do a whole reset and eliminate some toxins. I need to talk to y'all about that. Not tonight, but let me help y'all. Do not do a detox that is chemically based. If you're going to do a detox, it's wise to use naturally occurring foods because that's what God gave our body to cleanse itself out. You do not need those harsh chemicals. All right, because I know this is the first of the year and everybody want to be all clean and squeaky clean, but you're gonna mess up what's called your normal flora. Don't mess up the balance of your body. Your body needs gut bacteria. I know I'm going so off, but this is important too. This I'm going to tie it back together somehow. But your body needs good bacteria to break down any type of nutrients that come in. And if you're doing a chemical based detox, I don't care if you spend $100 on it. If it's chemically based, it's going to disrupt that natural balance. So if you do a detox, make sure it is a naturally occurring. So that means natural fruit, vegetables, or enzymes that are naturally occurring in your food that you can come into agreement with, and eliminate those foods that are toxic and processed. At the same time, you also want to hydrate. That is the best way to detox if you want to do such a thing first thing of the year. And I know you're probably saying, oh man, but I already bought all that stuff. Well, just consider it's not going to be the most beneficial way for long-term success. All right. So be careful with that. Next thing, you are going to want to hydrate a lot, like a lot. Let's see. Yep. I keep water near me at all times. So one of the waters I drink, this one is called Mountain Valley water, but there's so many different waters. Spring water is what you want. Spring water is best. Why do I say that? Because spring water is naturally occurring. I do believe that you can buy a filter to filter out particles and sediments in your local water. You can do that. You can even call your local water company and say, hey, is our water safe to drink? I think that's important to do as well, because not all water is created equally. However, naturally occurring spring water is one of the best. All right. And then my last tip for you all is get plenty of rest. I like you said, trash, go with the trash, throw it all away. Because out of sight, out of mind, you're not going to think about it. Get plenty of rest. Now, this is one of the things I will say I'm not very good at. Crystal, I haven't learned how to rest. Mother Willie, I haven't learned how to. When I say rest, let me change that. I do rest. I just don't sleep very long. There's a difference between rest and sleep. So I don't sleep very long, but I do learn how to rest. Why do I want you to do that? When your body is healing, it needs to rest. I'll say that you said you're doing a fasting. When your body is fasting, the best way to heal is when you put it to rest. Overnight, while you are resting, do you know your mechanics of your body is still working? So that doesn't mean that everything shuts down. It's just you have more concentration on the areas of repair that your body needs to do. I'll say that again. When you don't put a whole lot of noise actually can cause the body to stay sick. There's so many components of our chemical makeup, spiritually and naturally, and then environmentally, that can cause us to be not well. Okay. So you can control physically what you do. You can control mentally what you do. You can't really control the environment unless you take yourself out of certain environments. So that's why it's important. Do your part. Resting is a part of it. Okay. So staying hydrated, resting, knowing your limits. Don't push yourself too far. I'm going to tell you something spiritually that helps you heal. Forgive yourself, forgive others. Make sure you stay in a place of gratitude, forgiveness, and watch what happens. Your body will start healing. It's naturally occurring. It's something that was already innate inside of us. And so you do have to believe that to receive it as well. Now, I am going to challenge you. So, how do you want this challenge to look? Simple as this: you are responsible for the first 10 days. The first day, tomorrow, you just say, hey, I'm here. It's a new day. I want you to plan ahead to say, I will not take in these sugars. I'm waiting. I'm just trying to see if anybody gonna come in agreement with me. I'm probably gonna get a few, maybe yes, so maybe. But anyway, you're not gonna take in any sugars for the next 10 days. You're gonna process, eliminate. If you have any struggles, chat in with me. Kids, I don't know how to get rid of this ice cream. I'm gonna give you some tips on that. You know, you can actually make our all natural ice cream with no sugar in it. Let me give you a quick. This one is easy. I'm not telling you that you might like it, but it's easy. So avocados are creamy and they have natural good fat. You can mix that with cacao powder. Tomorrow I may demonstrate that for y'all. I have all the ingredients, but I don't feel like doing it tonight because the kitchen's closed. When the kitchen's clean, it's closed. We're not dirty in the kitchen at 9 o'clock at night. But you can take an avocado, take some cacao powder. Cacao powder is naturally occurring cocoa powder without the sugar. So cacao powder. And you want to add to that, if you need something sweetness, like a half of a banana. If you don't like banana, you can add coconut milk, unsweetened coconut milk. If you don't like coconut milk, you can add some vanilla, cinnamon to give it a little bit of taste. If you like, you can do monk fruit, stevia. You notice I'm telling you all these natural type of ways to sweeten it. Once you cream those together, so you want to blend them together really well, you're going to add it to the freezer. Let it sit in the freezer about 2 to 3 hours till it gets semi-soft. You don't want it hard, semi-soft. And that can be a naturally good for you, sweet, ice creamy type of dessert, which did not add a lot of sugar. Now, it does have some sugar based on what you use, whether it's fructose or you may use a sugar sub, but it does taste really good and is giving you healthy fats. So it's not going to surge up your blood sugar. Isn't that amazing? So I can help you with those little tricks to the trade. I like that. Mother Willie said peanut butter with my apple. Now get naturally occurring peanut or almond butter and mix it with your apple. That's another good little trick to the trade for you. Come on. I won't take any sugars. Woo! I'm all in with you. I need to get a sticker. No sugar. Anyway, Jackie, it is delicious. I might do that one tomorrow. We're just going to see what kind of mood I'm in because I was going to show y'all a juicing. I have way too many grapefruit. Now, for some people, if they're on certain medications, they cannot take grapefruit. So be very careful with that. Again, this is not medical advice. These are suggestions. You have to do what's best for your body. But I have a ton of grapefruit. And I'm like, we got to do something with it. So I'm going to show y'all one of my sunrise beverages, and it's made with grapefruits. What else do we have? I'll show you tomorrow because it's really good. It's a really simple recipe, really good. We'll juice that and have that available. All right. Well, Mother Willie, you are a blessed woman. She said her sister makes the peanut butter for her. So when we talk throughout the week, I'm going to reiterate this point. Buy as close to natural occurring food as possible. I'll say that again. If it occurs more natural, the way it is in nature, that is what we want you to consume. So peanuts, crushing them up and getting that natural creaminess from it, the natural oils, that occurs in the peanut, then that is better than buying a commercial brand. You can even go to some stores and they actually have the machine set up and you press the little button and the creaminess comes from almond, cashew. I think I've seen walnut butter. I think I've seen walnut butter. To me, seem like it'll be too gritty, but peanut, and you can just get those naturally occurring. And if you want a little sweetness, use raw natural honey. Raw, natural, unfiltered honey. All right, y'all. I love you with the love of Christ. Come on. Tanya says she's in. I'm in. you're in, and I'll be checking back with y'all. Speak Like Mackenzie B will be tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'll come in. Remember, every Friday we're doing Faith Focus Friday, and every Friday we fast from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, or whatever time zone you're in. It's just going to be a 5 to 5. You can remember that. If you hear the alliteration, it's Faith Focus Friday. We're going to fast from 5 to 5. See, you can probably remember that, okay? And that's every Friday. And our faith focus, we're going to have some focal points. So tomorrow's focal point is getting organized, all right? You have to have a plan of success. And the easiest way to plan your success is having a plan. I was going to have my dear sister Jaleesa come on earlier tonight, but I had an emergency I had to deal with. It was something that was beyond my control. My sincerest apology to all of you. We were going to come on at 6 o'clock this evening. That didn't occur. So I'm here today. Jaleesa has a phenomenal program. Let me read a few things because I told her, I said, look, I'm going to tell them they got to come to you. Faith Focus Friday. Yes. Thank you for putting in the comment. Woohoo. Faith Focus Friday. That's every Friday until the Father tells me you're good. So it's going to be for a very long time. And we come on at 5 a.m. and we fast from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that time frame is dedicated to focusing on what we need to focus for that week. And so getting a plan together is what our focus would be on. So Jaleesa has this program, a phenomenal program. I do not want to mess up her wording. I just don't. The class starts tomorrow because she sent it to me. So I'm reading it from her. It starts tomorrow. It's 12 classes. All right. And so when you enroll in the class, she's giving you a 20% discount today only, just from you being here. Thank you, Jaleesa. We love you. Even if you listen to the replay, you need to sign up today. It's called the the name of the class is Social Scrimmage, Business Basic Masterclass. And let me tell y'all what I know about Jaleesa Morgan. She is very excellent in everything she do. What she put her hands to, she makes sure it's done to the best and well organized. So here's the thing. When you are planning any type of event in your own life, or if you're helping others, you have to have a master planner because things go cuckoo crazy real quick. So you need somebody quick on their feet who has a schedule and they can help you stay organized. Jaleesa is phenomenal at that. So I'm going to tell you again, it's called Social Scrimmage Business Basic Masterclass. Again, Jaleesa was going to be on here with us live today, but I personally had an emergency that needed to be taken care of. So I thank you so much, Jaleesa, for she is so kind. She's still offering 20% off. So your class price is going to be $20 for the $20. You need to go sign up today. Jaleesa's page, Jaleesa Morgan. You can also find it on my page. And it's going to be, let's see, a lot of talk points. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow it starts in the morning. It's 9 a.m. Eastern time. That's 8 a.m. Central time. And I think that's 6 a.m. Pacific time. I may be wrong, but I know it's Eastern time, 9 a.m., 8 a.m. for me, Central, and I believe the West Coast is going to be 6 a.m. Please join tonight because she's only giving this 20% discount. So that means your class cost will be $20. I'm trying to get at least 10 to 15 people to sign up with Jaleesa. At least go to her page, Jaleesa Morgan. I'm going to drop the information for you to come back and look. Jaleesa, if you're out there, put your information in the chat so they can find you. And I'm just so excited. I'm excited about everything. Are y'all looking forward to 2025? Do y'all realize we're almost at the third day already? I feel like I just blinked and we're already 3 days into this year. What in the world? That tells me I have no time to waste. Hello out there. You have no time to waste. Let's get it together. All right. And I'm here with you. We're here for each other and we're going to help each other as much as we can. All right. It's me, Kizzy B. Thank y'all for being here tonight. It was an impromptu. I know I just popped up on y'all. I'll be a little bit more scheduled where you'll find the information that you need. But remember, follow me on social media. Speak Life with Kizzy B. It's pretty easy on all across all my social media platforms, even on YouTube. It's Speak Life with Kizzy B. I would love to have you there. And then until tomorrow, 5 a.m., I'll be back. So go with peace, power, love, and a sound mind. That is the portion that God has given you on this day and every day. God bless. Bye.